And when will I hear its song?
No one can mistake the music of the nightingale. If you let it reach your heart, you will know that nothing can compare.
I perform at least several hundred times a year. It's physically strenuous. There's a lot of travel involved, a lot of setting up of a lot of equipment. But I must say that I've never really been able to get away from puppetry. I'm just constantly drawn to it. I'm constantly preoccupied with it. I'm constantly planning something. So it's just been a part of me since I was a little kid. I didn't plan to have a career as a puppeteer. I actually studied filmmaking and playwriting. But I had always been interested in puppets. I played with them when I was a kid. I performed at birthday parties when I was a teenager.
Ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, the Robert Rogers puppets are perfectly poised to bring you a most unusual show.
I answered an ad in a trade magazine. There was a company from Vestal. Although I was living downstate, I saw an ad for a company in Vestal. I didn't even know where Vestal was. Puppet company that needed a puppeteer. I auditioned in New York City, got the job, came up here actually, worked for them for a while, learned the ropes, and then decided if they could do it, I could do it. Robert Rogers Puppet Company was started in 1980, and I created 2 shows. One was an adaptation of The Wind in the Willows, which was a very old classic children's book, and another was a puppet circus. And I sent around some brochures. I was living in Brooklyn at the time, and bookings started to come in, and that was almost 3 decades ago. I currently have 8 shows available for performances. I probably have more than that currently in retirement. Sometimes I bring one back, but I tend not to because I am always interested in doing something new, and I think of the older shows as part of my past.
Wait, slow down.
Here we are.
No, I can't imagine that you walk all this way night after night just to be with your mother. I'm tired just thinking about it.
I must go even further if I'm to reach my mother's cottage.
All right, go, 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 go. But when will I see the nightingale? And when will I hear its song?
No one can mistake the music of the nightingale. If you let it reach your heart, you will know that nothing can compare.
Ah, there it is. Yes, that is the music of the nightingale. Isn't it beautiful? You're not a nightingale? No, I'm not. But I am very beautiful. Thanks for the compliment. so there it is.
There who is? I'd really like to know, for it's none too safe being a mouse.
Oh, get away! Filthy creature, I've got a good mind to... What's that? It sounds like a bird. A very big bird. Can I help you? Oh, no thank you. I'm just looking for the nightingale. You haven't seen it, have you? Maybe I have, and maybe I haven't. Why should I tell you? Because I've come by order of the Emperor. He wants to hear it sing. I have a very fine voice myself. Maybe he would like to hear me. Oh, yes, most certainly. I'm sure, but what? Well, the Emperor already knows about you. Yes, you're very well liked throughout the palace. I am? Help! Don't hurt me! Oh, what am I doing in this dangerous place? I should have told the Emperor to come here himself. Wait, what's that? Can it be? How truly beautiful! How sweet! And it's bringing tears to my eyes.
Hello.
Are you the nightingale?
Yes, I am, and I am very glad that you liked my singing.
Oh, yes, you are so very talented, but so plain. Your feathers have no color. Perhaps you've turned pale because you know that I've been sent here by the Emperor.
No, this is just the way I am. But why has the Emperor sent you here to me?
He commands to have you present in the palace. He has heard so much about you, and yet he's never heard you sing.
I will be happy to meet the Emperor and sing for him, if that is his wish. I've never met him either, and I'm curious.
Splendid! The Emperor will be so pleased. Won't you follow me? We must leave now. The sooner the better. Your Royal Majesty, O gracious Emperor, I am honored to present the Nightingale.
How do you do?
Sing! You have captured my heart, sweet little nightingale. How can I reward you?
I have seen tears in the eyes of the Emperor. That is reward enough.
You are an amazing little bird. Are you sure? Everyone always wants something.
Well, Your Majesty, not this time.
Are you not frightened?
No, I am not.
Remarkable! I have never met anyone else who wasn't. We must be friends. I will make you an honored member of my court.
Thank you, Emperor.
You will live here in the palace.
Oh, well, I would rather...
You shall have the finest food served on a silver tray.
Thank you again, but...
A nest spun of silk in a golden cage.
A cage?
How I will enjoy your company each and every day.
But Emperor...
Enough! The Emperor has spoken.
I write my scripts, and I also compose the music for my shows. I find that what comes out of my puppets' mouths is as important as the way they look. And so only I know really what words they use and how they sound and all that. I always had melodies in my head, and now I'm able to, because of modern equipment, I'm able to compose my music. And I actually feel that my style of music is very well coordinated with the look of my puppets. It'll be really hard now for me to incorporate someone else's music. I tend to develop some material and get a sense of what kind of puppet would be best to bring it to life. There are some people who specialize in using only one kind of puppet. But I think that sometimes marionettes are better at interpreting a play than hand puppets, so I work that way. There are actually three kinds of puppets people use. There are hand puppets that people wear like gloves. There are rod puppets that are a little larger. They're worked from below, but they have rods attached to them. And then there are string puppets, which we call marionettes. Well, making puppets is very laborious. There are many methods. I always say there's only one way to make a violin, but there are an infinite number of ways to make puppets. Puppeteers always argue about materials. I tend to sculpt mine out of modeling clay. I then make, well, that is, I sculpt the heads and the hands and whatever else the audience can see out of modeling clay. I then make plaster molds, and I cast my puppet parts in a kind of rigid latex. After that, there's the finishing, the sanding, the painting, the decorating, the sewing of the costume, worrying about the mechanics underneath the clothes of the puppet. A lot of time goes into the making of a puppet. Plus, I have to plan it and know, of course, what it is that I want to do in the first place. So that may mean that I have to make a drawing, or I have to find a photograph of a person whose face I find interesting. People always ask me, how long does it take a puppet? And unfortunately, I've never really made just one. When I'm working on a new production, I'm working on the entire cast. So I may be working on all the hands for a while and all the heads for a while. But I have a feeling that by the time I go through all the steps, if I were to make one puppet, maybe a week would go by. Sometimes I spend more time writing scripts than actually making puppets. I also spend a lot of time fixing the old ones because the rigors of travel can be very rough on puppets. I don't really have a favorite one. A lot of them are almost real to me because they do have personalities, but I always tell people they are my instruments. They're not my dolls, they're not my friends, and if I really was pressed to decide which was my favorite, I would have to say whichever is the latest one that I'm working on, because that one has the most promise. I'm hoping that that will be better than all the rest. So that is the true answer.
Mirror, mirror in my hand, whose
is the fairest in the land. There can be no doubt the world can't live without someone who is no one else but me. I'll turn around and then you'll clearly see. I'm Vashti. Oh yes, I'm Vashti. They call me Vashti, 'cause that's my name. Majesty, your Royal Highness, it doesn't matter, it's all the same. I expect to be treated with the honor that is due me. And if you don't like it, well, you can try to sue me. I'm Vashti. Oh yes, I'm Vashti. I am the queen and I'm here to stay.
Before I came to work in Shushan's palace, I never saw such jealousy and malice. She's like a little child, so spoiled and rotten. She's anything but mild, her manners forgotten. One day I'll find myself some new employment, and then my work will bring me some enjoyment. I will not be a slave to someone so lazy. This queen just won't behave. I tell you, she's crazy. She's Vashti. Oh yes, she's terrible. And she is selfish. And wait, there's more. She's miserable. And she's a bully. She's got a temper. She's such a bore.
You may think that it's corny when I strike a royal pose. And though I'm so thorny, it's because I'm quite the rose. I'm Vashti. Oh yes, I'm Vashti. I am the queen and I'm here to stay. I really mean it. I'm the queen and I'm here to stay. So don't forget it. I'm the queen and I'm here to stay.
Oh, Vashti! Vashti!
Who could that be?
It's your husband, King Ahasuerus. May I come in?
Oh, him. Well, first make sure you wipe your feet. I just had the servants beat the carpet, and then I beat the servants.
There you are, my lovely one. Those lips. Those eyes. That...
Yes?
Never mind. Vashti, I'm throwing a party tomorrow evening, and of course I'd like you to be on hand. Everyone who's anyone will be there.
Ooh, that's out of the question. It's bingo night with the girls, and I never miss a game.
But Vashti, you don't understand. I'm giving you an order.
Order schmorter. I wear the pants in this family, and don't you forget it.
You can't talk to me that way. I'm the king.
Well, I guess that you've forgotten. I'm the queen.
It's not supposed to work that way. You can't walk out on me. Whatever happened to love, honor, and obey? This queen's too much to take. My honor is at stake. I think I made a big mistake. She's ruining my life. They say that love is blind. Well, I've had a change of mind. I'll have to find a different kind of wife. I'll advertise and look both far and wide. Ahasuerus seeks a brand new bride. She'll be pretty, she'll be smart, she'll know poetry and art, she'll know how to swing a baseball bat and how to throw a dart. She will cook a gourmet meal, cast a fishing rod and reel, read the plays of Jean O'Neill, and play any leading part. She'll know how to dance the hora, know Taiwan from Bora Bora. She'll watch Dora the Explorer and build igloos in the snow. She'll play music, she'll know science, and she'll use her own reliance to fix any old appliance, which will save on bills, you know. It's true that when I find her, she might be a little shy. She'll need a brief reminder that I'm not your average guy. She won't have to be a cutie, even be a bathing beauty, but she'll have to do her duty when I crown her as the queen. She won't see in black and white, and she'll always do what's right, every morning, noon, and night. Do you now see what I mean? I will now begin the search, leaving Vashti in the lurch. She'll regret the things she said when I call full speed ahead. With the power of the king, I will use a wedding ring to bring about an early spring, and the morning doves will sing a happy day in Shushan. A brand new wife for me.
My daughter helps me out when I have a special occasion that I think she will enjoy, or when I'm working on a project and I need an extra hand. She doesn't enjoy traveling very well, or I should say sitting in the car very long, but who does? So I can't blame her. But she actually has most of my shows memorized just from being around me. And as a matter of fact, when she was much younger, she was backstage with me and I was performing, and she kept reaching over to various props and puppets, and here I was in the middle of a show, and I would whisper, you know, please sit still, please don't move around, and she said, no, Dad, I know what's coming next. And she gave me whatever prop I needed, and I realized back then, well, okay, she can stay with me. I'm really glad that she enjoys it. I'm not out to turn her into a puppeteer. She'll go her own way, but I think that I have given her some experiences that most other kids have not had, especially because she has been able to travel with me overseas.
Since I can remember, I've been helping him. I work puppets, I hand him things, I help put puppets on his hands. It's really fun, but also it's kind of sad when he's traveling a lot.
Most of my performances tend to be away from upstate New York. I do have some, but most of the time I'm traveling south and east. Sometimes I hop on a plane and go way far away. But I'm just used to being somewhere else. The farthest place I traveled to was Taiwan. Well, actually, I was also in the People's Republic of China. I think there are still a lot of puppeteers, and actually there are several websites devoted to puppetry. But I really do notice that the people who log on to these websites and have blogs don't know much beyond the Muppets and beyond puppetry for television. So the idea that there's a history, an international history of puppetry is just unknown to them. And that is very sad, because there are so many puppet artists through history who have created such strong individual styles, and yet these younger puppeteers don't appreciate that. I also find that younger puppeteers, meaning the people who are in the generation coming along after mine, are not so much interested in theater anymore. They're more interested in working in video. Or they're not interested in pieces of work that reach wide audiences, meaning not necessarily commercial work. They're doing esoteric kind of projects. So my fear is that the kind of puppetry that I'm involved in might be fading, because I really don't see younger people involved in this. Puppetry has a way of finding that different approach, or I should say puppeteers have that way of finding a different approach. There are always different opportunities, but puppetry will always be that way. And don't forget, this is a big world. There are all kinds of puppet theater productions that we don't get to see in this country. What's really satisfying for me is when I can feel that I've got the audience with me, and especially in the case of kids, when I sense that they really believe that these puppets are alive. I've had troubled kids who needed to take their medication, who came backstage and asked not me what to do, but asked my puppets what to do. I had to put the puppets on to give them some sort of advice. I've had little children who are blind, who have been brought backstage by someone who then asks, would it be all right if I spent time with the child? Like, I wouldn't want to do that. I mean, there are so many moments. Oh, I was once in a school, I worked for a week with every student in an elementary school, making things and putting on a big show at the end of the week. And here I was packing up, and a little girl came over to me with a little miniature Beanie Baby doll and a card that she had written. And she said, "Here, I want to thank you." And she walked away, and I was busy packing up, and I didn't think much of it. I said, "Oh, you're very welcome, thanks." And I put it down, and I was with the teacher who had brought me into the school, and she said, "You don't understand. That girl has nothing. She's a foster child, and of all the kids in the school, she's the one who gave you that doll, and that was probably her doll." So that's when your heart melts. That's when I realized, gee, I really did a good job.
Rogers also founded the American Puppetry Project, a nonprofit organization fostering the artistic growth of students and providing family entertainment. For more information, www.robertrogerspuppets.com or www.wskg.org.
Fish have tails and scales and flippers. They don't wear clothes with buttons, laces, snaps, or zippers. They swim underwater and don't breathe the air. Oh, and by the way, although they're aware